feel now we're getting to the moment of truth? Is any butterflies in the stomach or?
Well, the butterflies are a little bit gone already. You know, if it would be right after the match, is a different feeling. I had a little bit of time, you know, to settle and realize what I have done. But definitely really proud of what I achieved today.
What were you thinking after the first set?
What was I thinking?
What were you thinking? Oh, we haven't turned this around.
Well, I felt like towards the end of the first set, I was kind of getting a little bit better, you know, trying to find the momentum and getting more and more comfortable in the match. So even though I lost the first set, I felt like, you know, it was close. I had few opportunities, I missed them, but once it's finished, I kind of thought that, you know, I have to turn around and start from zero. So like it's a new match.
Were you watching the match?
No, I wasn't watching.
So maybe Serena is winning. Could you talk about the match?
Well, yeah, she almost won. So um, definitely, you know, toughest opponent there is in the draw, and being the final, it makes it even more difficult. So definitely going to be a tough one.
Why is she so difficult for you?
Well, first of all, if you look at our record, it says it all. I mean, I haven't won in any last meeting, so I definitely need to find something to surprise her tomorrow because she's in a great form. You know, feeling really confident right now, and you know, she has everything on her side.
Victoria, do you go out on court with confidence against her? Because, you know, game to game, it seems like you should play her a lot closer than you have the last 2 years.
I guess, I mean, in Wimbledon, I feel like the match was, you know, a lot closer. There were opportunities for me to step it up. But when I go to play against her, I don't think that I'm playing against Serena. I just try to go the same way, try to focus more on myself. But you definitely know that it's going to be, you know, a big adversity there on the court against you. So you have to be prepared to make sure you want to dig deep, you know, and accept the challenge.
What will you have to do well, do you think?
Well, I have to, you know, try to return well, definitely, and serve because in with Serena, it's not really the long rallies. It's all about, you know, who grabs the first opportunity, who is more brave to, you know, to step it up right from the beginning.
Maria said today earlier that she thought the big difference was that she couldn't get the ball back, play often enough. And your serve was very effective against her. In the third set, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think I served much better. It was more commitment for me. You know, I felt like I was creating, you know, those opportunities starting from my serve, which probably wasn't really the case at the beginning. You know, I was just, you know, trying to place it well, not really going with a serve with a plan on what I'm gonna do next. So I think that was a big change from my side and my serve.
Victoria, how much do you enjoy playing against Maria? Do you enjoy the challenge of facing her?
Yeah, I really do, you know, because that's what I feel like we play for. We live for to play on these big stages against, you know, such champions, and it's, you know, that feeling of winning a great battle is just priceless.
Is there a psychological factor tomorrow that you're going to have to shut the crowd out because it is the U.S. Open, you know, the decrepit state of American tennis? I assume the crowd will be cheering her on as like the lone face of American tennis at this point. Is that something that you kind of put the earplugs in and just do what you have to do tomorrow?
Well, I will not really use earplugs, but but I definitely, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there were. I would be surprised if it would be the other way. So I kind of know that already. So it's not the first time for me to kind of face that. It's definitely going to be the first time being in the U.S. Open. But you know, there's a lot of things that have been for the first time for me in this year. So I just need to adjust and try to be, you know, who I am on the court.
You seem to be having a lot of fun here. You're dancing. You got some interesting people in your box. You're sort of you're vivacious. Has it been as much fun as it appears to us?
Well, sometimes it's not as fun, you know, especially in that first set today, it wasn't as fun. But I try to enjoy my moment, you know. I feel like I don't want it to end, you know. I'm living this great run, you know, these great opportunities that coming at me that I just want to continue and enjoy that ride. So, and when I'm on the court, I feel like I'm in paradise, you know. I'm in that most comfortable place I can be, and why not enjoy it?
Does
Looks
that still
like-
go back to,
Sure.
does that still go back to that conversation you had with, I think, your grandmother?
Yeah.
I mean, is that still in your mind, that turnaround that you think you
Um,
made that way?
Yeah, I guess it's just the mentality change, you know, the approach change, and I just know that how to prepare myself to be in that state of mind, and it's never always the same. It sometimes, you know, to come up with that fire, it takes a little bit um, more energy out of me, or you know, a little bit of adaptation, something that I have to bring myself to. But yeah, the approach is there. You know, the when I enjoy playing on the court, it's always there.
Victoria, you play with that fabulous intensity out there, which is a huge asset.
Thank you.
But the crowd maybe doesn't always warm up to you tremendously. We're here in the media capital. What can you tell fans about Victoria, the young person, as a person?
As a person, I'm definitely not as intense in real life, you know. I'm much more calm, I'm much more easygoing, and but as I mentioned before, this is who I am on the court. This is what brings the best tennis out of me, and this is how I approach my matches. And you know, maybe if I would be just, you know, trying to smile every time and be, you know, I would not be as focused. So I'm not really aware of how I am on the court, that intensity or maybe that face of expression that I have, because I can see myself in the mirror when I'm there. So I just, you know, just try to be in the zone when that makes me comfortable to play.
And off the court, you're calm and normal and laid back and relaxed?
Yeah, very relaxed, actually.
In a process, trying to find a balance between having fun and being intense, like at one point were you too much one or the other, and you're sort of reaching that point, or have you always been able to balance?
Well, I enjoy intensity on the court because that's how I play, and that's how I like to. That's the zone I like to be in. You know, that makes me feel good. That makes me play my best tennis. So I do enjoy intensity on the court because I'm a player who gives 100% on every moment on the court.
Was the feeling different after this match point compared to Australia and the semi-final? Can you compare reaching your first final in Melbourne and Nami?
Definitely different, you know, and every time you don't really know what to do, you know, how it's going to come up. It's just so natural that brings out those emotions, those feelings that you don't know. It's something, it comes from somewhere so deep inside of you that you don't know what to expect from yourself.
Did you watch the Stoza final last year when she was in a similar position to you, a massive underdog against Serena, and she managed to produce her best tennis and get Serena off her game? Did you watch that match?
I watched very little. Actually think only I watched the highlights, and yeah, but she definitely showed some incredible tennis, you know, and showed so much heart, and but it has nothing really to do with me because she's a different player. My match tomorrow will depend on me and my opponent, not what happened a year ago, two different players.
Do you go back through the archives, though, and look at any video footage of yourself against Serena in the next 24 hours?
Well, I don't want to be depressed if I look at I mean, why? There is no really something that you can look at. But no, I mean, it's just like I'm gonna have the same game plan, you know, with my coach as we did, you know, today and the other days before. I'm not really a big fan of watching and scouting. I like to watch tennis when it's live on TV. I do enjoy that, but to look back, no.
Just one more. It looks like the lessons on the shuffle have paid off. Was the referee happy with your style out there?
I hope so. I mean, we haven't really been practicing yet because I've been playing too many matches. But yeah, I've been doing some practicing back home with a friend of mine as well, so I'm sure he appreciates that.
Given how well you've played this year at various times and in big matches, I would think tomorrow night going on court, you at least want to be competitive. You don't want to walk off getting blown out.
That's a silly question, no?
You can answer.
I can answer it for sure, but I think you know the answer better than me. Of course, yeah, I'm not going to go on court and think, oh, I wish I can win more games than I won the last time, right? And I'm going always to win a match, and try to do the best as I can, and the result will depend on how well I play or how well my opponent also plays. It's also kind of, 50-50. So definitely going with the mentality, to win. There's no other way.
When you have such a record against a player, and someone like Serena, do you have to avoid the temptation of saying, I've got to change something, and say, I've got to just be who I am, do what I do, and trust that? I mean, is it difficult to not fall into the idea of, I've got to do something different?
Well, I gotta do something different, to be honest, because the other times didn't really work for me. So definitely have to, try to make sure that I'm the one who kind of dictates the play and try to control the match as much as possible.
Victoria, could you go back to the grandmother issue and talk about her a little bit? Is she still working hard, or?
No, she's chilling now. No, she's actually enjoying, her life a lot, and we have this house outside our city that she, spends a lot of time on the, in the nature, and she looks so much younger now than I've seen her, and actually I came to my brother's wedding, and my grandma was, with this beautiful dress with the makeup on, and I was like, wow. Is that my grandmother, or is some really hot-looking lady here? So
if she were hot and living a good life, maybe her advice before might not have had the impact that it did?
I'm sure it would be. She's such a positive person. It doesn't really matter of how she lives. It's just the spirit that she has and the heart that she has. It's just, something that nobody will ever take away.
And can you tell us her name?
Nina.
Victoria, the other day you talked about the importance of your coach, Sam. Now, could you talk a little bit
Sorry, about what?
about your coach?
Coach, yeah.
And now, could you talk about the manager? How important for you to have a manager who knows about tennis well and very close to you?
My team around me is very close people to me. We don't treat each other as the people who work only. We are more like a family that have, a goal to reach same way. So we're all really close. We go through good times and bad times together, and I feel like it's important to have the people who understand you, who wants the best for you around you, because honestly, I spend so much more time with them than with my family. So, that mental help, that closeness that we have, it definitely helps to know that when I go on the court, I have a couple of people behind me supporting me no matter what.
Final question?
Victoria, you talked about your grandmother a lot, but how much do you talk to your parents about career, and how much is it just, kind of personal? How are you doing? That type of thing.
Oh, you mean my matches, or like just?
Yeah, just how you're like after a big win or after a big loss. Do you go to mom or dad or whatever?
Yeah, I talk to my mom more than I actually talk to my dad, because I don't know. My mom is always watching. My dad is not always watching because he gets too nervous. But yeah, and but I always keep in touch with them. They're my biggest fans for sure. And my mom can give me sometimes some advice, but she doesn't want to play that role of a coach or somebody else because she knows I have a great team around me. She just want to support me and as my mom, and she always tells me, I want you to be happy, not if playing tennis or whatever makes you happy, that's the best.
Have
But
you thought of maybe flying them into New York or Australia or another slam just so they could see you in person, or would it make you too
You mean like for tomorrow?
Sure.
Well,
I know
it's,
they're too
yeah,
far away, but
yeah.
you know a couple days ago when you're getting the semifinal, maybe.
I don't think there's really a point, if my mom came to, for Olympics and she stayed all the way through. I don't feel like, just for one match to bring them all the way here. Plus, my dad would be like, I'm not flying that far anyway. So, but I definitely like when they come to the tournament. I just always feel sometimes that I need to make sure that I give them so much of my attention because they're my parents, and it's a little bit difficult to manage with the recovery and time of course.
Okay, thank you. Any questions
Thank
in
you.
Russian?